There's something special about turning a ready-built house into a home that truly reflects you. It's not always about starting from scratch. Sometimes it's about taking what's already there and saying, this could be better. This could be mine. Today's episode is about that kind of transformation. The kind that begins with a vision, faces a few challenges along the way, and grows into something even bigger than expected. Hi, I'm Diego, founder of Premier General Services. And this podcast, Premier Makeover, is where we share real stories of transformation and how great design and intentional work can change not just homes, but lives. Today I'm joined by Sharon Golcman, someone who took her outdoor space of her home and reimagined into something beautiful, functional, and a personal retreat. We're going to talk about her vision, how the project unfolded, how one renovation turned into a long-term partnership. Welcome, Sharon, to our episode.
Thank you for having me.
Sharon, so when you bought your home, did it already feel like you?
Not at all. When I bought the home, it was 5 years ago. The home was from a former Navy old guy, and he had his own style. It was a very Texan house. You see a lot of beiges and a lot of the black iron. So it was definitely, and I remember my realtor, she was saying see if you like the bones of the house, not the final thing, because you can change things, of course, as you go.
Correct.
And then I remember my first visit at the house, and I told my husband, yes, that's the house. Size, nice, and etc., but definitely not looking like us. So I remember also after my second visit, we brought our contractor at the time, and then we were saying, "Hey, what do you think?" And then I was telling him we need to change this, paint that, and etc. And then I remember the owner of the house at the time. He was like, "Oh, okay." She's already having plans,
right?
Because of course, whenever you buy a house and you know you're going to spend a couple of years there, you want to feel like that you're at home. And I'm from Brazil. Things in Brazil are very bright, very white, very open, very modern. And here in Texas, it's a little different.
Right.
And I was trying to adapt, so definitely not looking like the house that I wanted. So
Understood, yeah. And what was one of the things that motivated you on the outdoor space?
So one of the things is, first of all, when I moved to the house that I am in today, the outdoor part was not my priority, right? I had to paint the whole thing. I had to redo the kitchens, changes the fixtures. But then I got pregnant, and then I had my first baby, and then I had the second one, and then my husband and I, we were trying to find new ways on entertaining both. Barbecues. I'm from Brazil, so we love to eat outside.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, that's very important. We like to eat meat. And then the kids were also trying to play and find places to play outside. We don't have a cinema. We don't also have a playroom too. So that's why we were like, okay, we have this space where we are paying all the taxes for the place, for the space outdoors, but we're not using it. It's just a bunch of grass. That's where I was starting to try to influence my husband on what can we do here to start using more. So it was after the kids were born. We started with the external kitchen, and you guys helped us with that. Right. Then we ended up extending the patio, which was also great, something great that the kids were enjoying even more. So we always have things on how we want to evolve and how the house should be evolving with our family. So definitely something more it looks like more a house of a family now.
Right, that's good. Congrats. And what was how was it that you came to find out about Premier General Services?
I think I remember I was trying to find a contractor that would be more as a complete service. Because, when you move and then you're trying to be on a budget and you're trying to do some things that are more specific, you usually go and try to find someone that is budget friendly.
Right.
Not necessarily knows a lot of the complexity of building a new wall or doing things with water related or things that are more complex, right? And I remember when I was telling my husband if we're gonna do the outdoor kitchen, let's do this right? We're not gonna do something just to look let's spend the money and making sure that it's gonna last enough. instead of like, in a couple of years, you'll have to find somewhere else to fix whatever the other one did. So I remember asking for some referrals. And I think your company was the one that was most referred to me as the one that knows how to do complex stuff, things with permits, like the right way to do things. So that's why I reached out to you. It was a couple of different friends that they were telling me that they used your service and they liked it a lot.
No, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And out of everybody you spoke with, what was one of the key things that I brought to the table with Premier that really set us apart versus our competitors?
So first of all, when I reached out to you guys, of course, I was looking at all the reviews, Instagram stuff, the Facebook information, the reviews were giving us, so the previous clients. I think that also something that you brought to the conversation was how knowledge you looked when you were like giving me all the information and then all the tips and like this is how I would do. I think it was very nice too. So I think it was a combination of price, but also the knowledge that you were bringing to the conversation and all the exit outs of the things that I was asking. So I think, and of course, the energy of like you and me as a client, like my husband liked it too. You got good referrals too. So I think it was a combination of all this.
And I think that's very important, right? Because not every client it's not a clear-cut solution, every single client. Everybody's different. Your wishes, another client's wishes, everybody has their wants. So it's not, come, let's do this kitchen and it's done. We got to figure out what is you going to use it for. If it's with a sink, if it's a grill, if it's gas. There's so many factors that play into the overall project. And if I don't really hear you out and mesh and plan and figure all these items out, it never turns out really well. Yeah,
and honestly, also, as I was telling you, I had other contractors before, and they are, if they are more budget friendly, that means that you will automatically be closer and maybe like have some frustration involved. So you can definitely find the cheap one, but the cheap one will also bring you some sort of extra, sometimes work or extra like frustration, not so clear conversations. And I remember your team coming early in the morning. Sometimes it was even like earlier than the sunrise.
Right.
And they were leaving like after 7 p.m. just to make sure that you guys were on track for the timeline. So that was also something that I was like very surprised because my previous experiences were not the best. So
no, that's good. Yeah, appreciate you talking about that. So I'm glad we didn't frustrate you.
No, you didn't.
The communication is key. And overall, how did it turn out?
Awesome, great. I told him, I keep telling my husband to make sure that like, he never regrets. I keep telling him like, hey, did you notice how much we are using the external kitchen, like the outdoor thing that we put a lot of money on it? And when I say a lot of money is of course like we kept adding stuff. Yeah,
Absolutely.
It is an investment, but I think that the ROI, regardless how much money we ended up putting versus how much we're gonna get whenever we sell the house is like how much it's costing per the experiences that we are creating, the memories that we are creating to our family. So I think that's definitely something that he never regrets. He's like, no, I'm sure. I don't know why we didn't do this before. And then
it's because he didn't know me yet. That's
he didn't know you yet. Yeah, I know. True, totally. But and that's why you ended up adding stuff to the project later, right? We originally were trying to only do the external kitchen, and then we ended up adding more concrete, and then we extended the whole thing. So
and we were able to match the stamp too.
We were able to match the stamp.
We increased the size, but I mean, look at it. Looking in the back, like you were saying, with your kids and everything else. Yeah, having a yard and it's hard to maintain, clean, organized. Yes. Yeah. But now you have the kitchen where you're constantly using it on a weekly basis, and you have the patio extension. Yeah. So now you have a good place for your kids to play and hang out. You can have friends and family over. Yeah. It's a whole different
that is definitely a whole different thing. And I think that the kids are now with an extra space for them to play. We to also invite people over. And I think that one of the things that and this is truly the reason why I'm here is, first of all, I trust you enough to like be here, like representing me as a client, but also one of the things that helped build the trust was because I was always texting you, like sometimes like, hey, how about this, and questioning and etc. And you were never like not replying, not responding, or giving me some sort of like gray-ish answer. So that's why I felt that after we had the whole thing finished, it was very like, okay, I definitely, it was worthy. So
that's good. Thank you for that.
Welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Speaking of which, like we were speaking about this the other day, I mean, there's more projects coming in the future.
Yeah.
You know, how the market is and how interest rates are high. You know, it's not so easy to go, hey, let's get another home same size. Mortgage is going to be much higher. So, like we're talking about, how can we expand on your home?
Yeah.
Do you have some ideas?
Of future stuff that I want to do?
Uh-huh.
Sure, I do. My husband might not agree as of now, but
Sure.
but yes, no, definitely. We were thinking about changing, moving to a bigger house, for sure. But again, the rates are not helping. The prices are not helping too. I think that something else that is not helping also is the fact that a lot of homeowners, they don't update and don't upgrade their houses. So it's truly hard to find a house that is not brand new, but also has been updated. I am the type of client or the type of homeowner that I always like to keep updating my house. One, because I want to live in a nice place, right? But I also, it's because I don't want to encounter myself in a situation where I want to leave my house to buy a new one, and then I cannot sell my house because nobody likes it, because it's too outdated, right?
Some people buy a house, it's like, okay, this is not my forever home.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
And then when you go sell it,
Yeah.
your house is dated.
Exactly.
And then it stays on the market. It doesn't go.
Yeah.
So
that's definitely
might as
something.
well, you have the house, enjoy it. Do some thoughtful upgrades. Don't put just a whole bunch of random stuff all over. Think it through, but having the right person helps.
Yeah.
So they understand the utopia dream and what the end goal is.
Yeah.
So you can wisely upgrade your home without breaking the bank, and also enjoying it while you're there.
Yeah, no, for sure. That is definitely what we were thinking. We ended up having a major leak in my house. Wow. That's why we had to do a very big, I would say, or complex renovation. So that also helped a lot. We ended up doing a lot of things. But then after that, that's where the kids were born, and then the second one came in, and then I was telling my husband, like, hey, what do we do now? Like, do we move houses now? Do we upgrade ours and use the outdoor patio? That's where we ended up keeping that as a plan A. The next thing that I want to do is, I was telling you that prior on behind the scenes, but I want to create another space upstairs. My house is just
home
a
addition.
one.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I want to expand the house. I don't know when I'll do that, but the more I stay and the more I put the money in the house, the more I see the house as being my house, the house that I like to be in.
And it also helps because you're in a great area.
Yeah.
Frisco is growing tremendously.
Yeah.
Disney's coming soon. So
Yeah.
your home is only going to increase value.
Yeah.
So all the money you're putting into it to make it your home,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it becomes worth it.
Yeah, and it's not only worthy ROI wise, because of course everything that you're putting in, you want to make sure that you're adding value to the house. But that was my main conversations with my family. If we're staying in the house for the next 4 or 5 years, we only have once to live, right? And I have young kids. One is 1 year and a half, and then the other one is turning 4. That's where they're going to stay and want to stay with us. So let's create an environment where they want to stay and they want to play inside the house.
Right.
And when I say inside, is of course in the outdoors too. But let's create this environment that they're going to be happy inside the house. So that's where we were discussing how much money, or should we wait? And I said, let's just stop waiting, because we have been waiting a lot. Sooner they're gonna be outside and playing with other kids outside our house. So that's where we decided to put the money and just improve the whole thing, whole area.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, now going forward, you can rely on me.
I do.
And a lot of people, what I tell a lot of my clients is, most of the time, you're not going to remember the name Premier General Services. You're going to remember Diego.
Yeah.
What Diego did, how he communicated, the work, the excellence, the post-service, everything. Because it's not just sell, buy, get the project done. It's complete.
Yeah.
It's the process not only before, during, but also after.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while since we've done the project, and here we are. We still have a good relationship. And that's one of the key things and the key differences of working with me is I have a lot of clients that I've developed not only a working relationship, but we became friends as well. And you can't say that about everybody. Yeah,
and one of the things that I think it was helping a lot with the trust thing that I mentioned before was when we signed the contract so you can start outdoor kitchen, you ended up coming pretty much every day to make sure that the things were progressing. Where I saw different cases or situations where I was signing a contract with some contractor, and they were just sending people. And they would be like, yeah, good luck. Hope this is going to end well.
Wow.
And then I remember seeing people coming like 10 a.m. and then leaving at 4 p.m. And clearly the job was not done, or if it was done, it was not in a very good place. So I also remember like telling my husband like, hey, this is a contractor that we can trust because he's like making sure that things were progressing properly. So
Yeah, that's good. Appreciate that. And remember when we did your project in winter, all of a sudden we had a winter blast come through.
yeah, I do remember that.
We had
I know,
to
and I
hold-
was like, Diego, what do we do? And then you said like, I'm going to jeopardize the quality of the service. Of course, I was frustrated because I wanted to see things
Right.
like coming through as soon as possible, but I understand why, and I appreciate you being honest, like saying, hey, the glue is not going to glue if it's freezing
Yeah.
outside. So
Right. It's like, you could do it, but then it's going to jeopardize over time. So
Yeah.
let's just wait. And then there was one day that the temperature got up in the 60s.
Yes.
So we knocked it all out and
Yeah.
then it was good. So,
I remember us like making sure that the weather was like helping us, but I do remember that. Yes.
when it came to designing the outdoor space, it's not so simple. You have nothing. What do I do?
Yeah.
So yeah, I want a kitchen. Yes, I want to do this, but I mean, it's not so simple. So that is something that, us working together, we were able to coordinate your likes, your wishes, your desires
My budget.
within budget. That way we don't exceed things, but it's understanding and compromising and getting some, of the return, not only the ROI, but also the ultimate use of things, right?
Yeah.
So I know we started with that. And how was that experience of us putting things together and playing with, we talked about turf, we talked about gravel, we talked about a patio,
Yeah.
covering. How was that experience?
It was look, when you came in, I knew whatever I wanted. I just didn't know that if my budget will fit in all the things that I wanted, right?
Right.
But I think that if I need to give people advice is if you start doing a project, do everything that you want instead of keep like adding things later. And I say this because originally when we were planning the kitchen with you, my husband and I, we were not sure if you wanted to have a sink. We didn't know if you want to have a fridge outside because we had a new one inside. And those extra space on the countertop. So things like this where we ended up adding and we don't regret. Because once you do, you either add it later and it's going to cost more money
Absolutely.
because it's two different projects,
Right.
or you ended up like not even like planning around the space and then you kind of like regret it because then now you don't have a fridge or you don't have a sink. So I think that that's definitely something that I would suggest for you to make sure that you have everything that you want, even if you're not sure. So
Right.
we ended up adding trash cans and this extra space. So I think that was actually helping a lot.
That's good. I'm glad the experience played. And then also, did you feel pressured on picking the tile, picking the materials?
No, I was pressuring you actually to make sure that you could find something that I could fit in my budget because,
Right.
at the
Right.
same time, we were like wanting to do all these things. At that time, we were like, okay, we're not going to stay in this house. So let's just do this while we're here. But then later on.
But I want to make sure it look good. So
No,
we
yeah,
chose like,
exactly.
okay, that doesn't go with that. Let's go with this tile,
Yes.
that rock, etc.
Yes.
Because that way we have let's call it a color palette.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you go, let's go cheap out here or there.
Yeah.
And then when you look at it,
Yeah.
it doesn't go well. So
I do remember that. No,
Yeah.
that was, and it was something else that we did was making sure that you were sending us where we should be buying the materials and stuff to also help with the budget, which was also very good. We ended up putting the best that is out there, but we ended up also using some advantage of having you as the contractor. So the project worked out beautifully. That's why we ended up asking you guys to come back. So that's definitely one of the things, first of all, is add everything that you want at the same time. It's not like $500 that is going to change your life, but it's going to change the setup that you're creating for yourself and your family. But I would also highly recommend, that's my experience, adding the concrete, the extension, and the turf was also very helpful too. I know that we also had the idea of adding the pergola.
which could still be done in the future.
Can still be done in the future, yeah.
But it's the good thing. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's phased approach.
Yeah.
So I don't want clients sometimes to feel, and I know you didn't feel that way, that, I got to do everything at the same time. You can, but we can also phase it out and plan. Because if I understand the full picture,
Right.
then I'm not going to be one of those people that, okay, let's just do this. Client wants that, let's do it. And then like, oh, now I want this. I got to break, do over.
Yeah.
Let's understand the full picture because that way I can tell you, let's do this first, that first, that, and then next. Otherwise, you end up spending more money. And that's something with my experience that I can bring to the table.
Yeah,
Not only outside. You've seen a lot of the work. I know I didn't get the experience to work inside of your home. Doesn't mean we don't have to do that on the next house, right? If you do end up moving, we'll see. But overall, what is your favorite memory with your patio?
I think it's like bringing people. I told my husband, let's do a drive test here, and let's invite all these people. Remember, I was telling you, hey, I have a birthday here that needs to be ready as soon as possible. Go! I cannot. And then we had the snowstorm coming, etc. But we ended up putting a lot of people in there. It was beautiful. We had enough space to entertain, but also not making sure that people were like squeezing. But that's why we were like, you know what, let's just extend more the concrete and make sure that it's looking the same, which you guys did too. You guys ended up adding the texture from the original space. So it was very good. So I'm planning to create a lot of memories like this.
Good. And make sure to refer us to lots of friends and family.
Of course, always. Yeah. I'm always.
Yeah, that's good. You mentioned earlier, sometimes when you buy a house, even this house, when you bought it, you already came in and you visualize so many things. You've been through that experience. What would you say as an advice to a future home buyer, right? What they should do in a home, and what are the challenges they may face?
I think that the first thing that I would do is definitely find. I would, and this is what I did, and I don't regret. First of all, I paint the whole house with the color that I would think will be more ideal, and that alone brightened the whole house.
Wow, that's good. Yeah.
The other thing that we did was we re-stained the whole wood floor. It was a hardwood floor, so we were able to re-stain the whole thing and then find something that is more clear and more clean. That also brought a lot of like natural light, and the reflection of the wall was helping too. And I would definitely say the kitchen. It's the space that you are spending the most time with, that you're talking with the family and like entertaining, and then being all the time to cook and etc. So I would definitely redo the kitchen. That's what I did. I don't regret it because, again, my kitchen was a very Texan 80s style with a lot of black iron, the dark granite and things like this. So we ended up changing to this whole modern setup, which was definitely very pleasant to stay and be with. Yeah.
Any other areas in your home that you haven't done yet that you like to do?
I don't know if it's the in-house, but I definitely, as I was telling you, I want to build another floor that might require something, of course, bigger in terms of time and investment. But that is the next thing that I would like to do.
Yeah, because a lot of clients they have a builder grade bathroom, builder grade closet.
Yeah, that is something that I do.
Builder grade that. So that is something that we can always look into. A lot of clients, we do a lot of closets and everything inside of a house, nevertheless. But we try to take that builder grade away and bring that modernness. Depending on each client, every client has their own wishes, like I mentioned before. But it's really making so unique that you walk in every day and you put a smile on your face.
Yeah. You feel like you're home. Yeah, definitely. I'll let you know. I'll call you.
Sharon, thank you so much for joining me in this podcast. This is the first of many. I hope you inspire others to see how easy it is and the overall experience to join me and others. And it's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me. I think it was great for me to share my experience of having you as my contractor, and also the team that helped me and my family to come up with new experiences. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Sharon, thank you for sharing your story and for letting us be part of not just one, but multiple chapters in your home's journey. It's clients like you who remind us that great work is built on great relationships. And for those listening, if you've been dreaming of updating your backyard, kitchen, patio, or your home, and you're not sure where to start, reach out. You can reach me directly for a free consultation. Let's talk about what's possible in your home. And thanks again for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode of Premier Makeover.